welcome to Real Talk with Chris and Travis. I'm Travis.
And I'm Chris.
Don't forget to smash that like button.
Smash it.
Don't forget to comment, subscribe, and share. And also, hit that notification bell so you can get the alerts when we post new videos.
And don't forget to check us out on Instagram at Real Talk with Chris and Travis. So today, we just going to discuss what it's like being disabled in grade school. And when I say grade school, I mean elementary, middle, and high school. We've all been through grade school. Not all of us are disabled, but we just going to kind of give you the viewpoint on, what it's like for somebody to be disabled, going through grade school. And I'm going to start off, I guess, talking about elementary, how it was for me, When I went to elementary school, I did make friends, but it was after people started seeing that I was just like them. I got picked on, because I was the only, I was in regular classes, and I understand when, the administration or the school system, they wanted to put me in, resource classes and what they term special ed classes and all of that. But, my parents was the people that convinced the school system that, he needs to be in regular classes because nothing is wrong with his mind. It's just his legs. So they put me in regular classes and I excelled at it to the point to where they knew from day one, it's like, okay, well, he didn't need to be in regular classes. And so because of that, I was in regular classes, but that didn't mean it was any easier. The work was the same. Kids picked on me. They looked at me funny. They made jokes about my legs. That led to, fights on the playground, fights in the classroom, all that kind of stuff,
Yeah, for me, elementary school, I had kids that said mean things, but I never really was picked on to the point where I was getting into fights,
Maybe I was crazy. I just
I'm not sure if they were trying to. I think they did try to put me in special ed classes, but my mom wasn't with that because there was nothing wrong with my mind, so I could perform at a higher level just like all the other kids can. I made friends pretty easy because I pretty much made friends from kids inquiring about my disability for the most part. So that's how I started making friends. I pretty much was a regular kid just like everybody else, I never was bullied to the point to where
you had to fight and stuff.
I had to fight. It was never like that. I made friends. A lot of the people I was friends with, the bullies were scared of, so they knew not to mess with me.
And see, it got that way after they, because people started seeing I would handle myself. You wasn't just gonna walk up to me and say something crazy. I'd punch you in the face, mouth, whatever I could get. So once people saw that, they was just like, man, yeah, he cool or whatever, this, that, and the third. But I'm wondering, and I'm gonna just throw something at you and you tell me how you feel. Most people, even if you look at today's world, when you go in the store, you might see somebody in a wheelchair. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So little kids, elementary school, they probably got, grandma was in a wheelchair. My uncle was shot, he's in a wheelchair, stuff like that. But seeing somebody walking with elbow crutches, little kids might not see that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So to them, it's like, oh, this boy got 4 legs. And it's funny to them. You think that might be am I making any sense, or am I just kind of spinning my wheels?
So you think they might think it's funny because you're walking with crutches, not just walking on your own?
Right. What I'm saying is, they used to seeing somebody in a wheelchair.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's another kid. They've seen a wheelchair before, but just somebody walking with elbow crutches, a lot of kids might not see that a lot.
It's just the unknown to them, so they might not understand it. So that's probably the reason why some may consider it to be funny, because maybe it's the movement.
Right. Right.
I'm not sure what would cause it to be funny. It's a little kid, so they don't understand what they're laughing at anyway.
Right.
So,
and at the same time, these little kids, they like Travis said, they don't understand. But at the same time too, I'm a kid. So
Yeah.
You know, we both kids, we both the same age. You know, so it's kind of like, if you gonna laugh at me, you know, I want to know what you laughing at, because I'm not laughing. So by the time you run up and you laughing and pointing, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna give you something to point at, and we you know, we going at it, because I'm like, I don't understand what the laughter is about. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But of course, on both parties, we both had maturing to do. Just because they was laughing at you, don't mean you had to punch them. But at the same time, though,
Kids are cruel, man.
well, they learned with me. Because
I think we were all kind of had like a little
immature phase.
cruel streak as kids, you know.
Because I wasn't taking nothing off nobody. Yeah, I was gonna fight. You know, and it's, you know, I say they had some maturing to do on my part, but also, you know, that's a teaching point to parents. Like, that's why you teach your kids, when you see people that's different than you, you don't want to point and laugh.
Right.
For one, you never know what caused that person to be like that, and the same thing that happened to that person could happen to you. For two, you don't know what that person may do to you. The kids that laughed at me, in their case, they didn't know. They just figured I was gonna laugh. He ain't gonna be able to touch me, but they found out. They found out the hard way. So, you know, and even to this day, I don't think it was right for me to, you know, fight them back or whatever.
Yeah, fighting is never.
It's never the answer.
It's never the
you know,
answer.
unless it's in self-defense. Now, in my case, like, nobody was trying to physically harm me. It was just words, but words can't hurt, especially when you're a kid, because you don't understand. You know, so the 7, 8, 9, 10-year-old Chris is not gonna understand that the jokes they cracking on you and pointing and laughing is not gonna hurt you. You know, but 15-year-old Chris is not gonna handle things the way 10-year-old Chris handle things.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so, you know, just a little teaching point, parents, you know, teach your kids that, hey, it is going to be people that's going to have, you know, they're going to have devices with them. Some people will, you know, but that's not a reason for you to point and laugh and all of that.
Yeah, don't just stare and go up to them and talk to them. They're people just like you, you know. There's no specific way you have to talk to a person with a disability. You talk to them just like you would talk to anybody else, you know. They can hold conversations too.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, instead of just pointing and staring, you know, actually get to know them. You know, you might become great friends, you know. You never know.
You know, and another thing too with elementary school is like, I had great teachers. You know what I'm saying? And when I say great teachers, I'm not talking about their teaching method. I'm talking about them just getting the kids to look at me like another kid.
Mm-hmm.
Because she would see like them looking and not saying nothing. Or she would see them pointing and kind of snickering and laughing, but I didn't see the laughter. And she would say, Chris is just like one of y'all. He just need a little help to walk, you know. And some of the kids would come up to me at recess. Some of them would try to tease me, which led to the fights. Or you would get the opposite, where you get kids coming up to you and, like you say, they're asking questions.
Mm-hmm.
You know, why do you need these things on your arm? What are they called? You know, why are they so long? Why they made the way they made? You know, are they hard? Are they breakable? Are they soft? And I would, you know, let the kids touch them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, and they would just be like in shock, because they like, well, it's like a new toy. You know, it's like a big gun.
Yeah.
You know, and that's how I made some friends.
Mm-hmm.
Now the other friends came after fights, because the same people I was fighting with, they stopped fighting and actually became friends once they saw that I wasn't gonna just stand there and let you make fun of me.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, it's a learning point for the kids.
Yeah, I mean, elementary school, I mean, it had some points where it was like, man, these kids are saying some mean things, and it's like, you know, you kind of don't really know how to understand it or kind of know how to handle it, you know. So some kids may not, you know, want to be here anymore, and you know, you just got to talk to them, and I think you got to teach your kids not to be bullies, and to, you know, like I said, actually go up and learn about that person and try to understand them, instead of, oh, this is unknown to me, so I'm gonna just pick on them, you know.
Right. I like that.
Yeah.
Cause I know, like, yeah, elementary school, I made a lot of friends. You know what I'm saying? More specifically, I remember making a lot of friends in like 5th grade. All the grades before that, I don't really remember. I don't know. I just remember a lot of fights. You know, that's all I remember. You know, of course I remember the education and stuff like that. You know, the little science projects we did, little math projects and all of that. But middle school is where I was slacking off more of the, you know, fight when somebody tease you. I was kind of getting out of that phase. Matter of fact, the last physical fight I had was in like the 8th grade. And that was just because this guy was, he was picking on me I'm talking about every time he saw me in class. He just got to start with the name calling and, stuff like that just to see if he could get a rise out of me. And I was trying to ignore him. And one day, I'm having a rough day already. And I had enough. And so we, tore it down in the class. And, I didn't get in no trouble. They didn't ever send me to the office and stuff like that because they knew, I'm again, 8th grade, I'm the only one that looked like me in middle school. Like, I'm the only one walking down the hallway with crutches. So middle school, kids would pick on me, and I'd ignore it for the most part. And this one dude just wasn't, like, me ignoring him wasn't enough. So he just had to keep pushing the issue and take it to the next level. And I remember I hit him, and he was shocked because I guess he wasn't expecting me to hit him. And then the teacher, she ran up and got in between us and stuff like that because she was more concerned about him physically hurting me and I guess my family having a lawsuit on the school and stuff like that. But, we wind up patching things up and becoming friends like toward the end of the year, but it's just the fact that you would think people will mature as they go to the next grade, but some people don't.
For me, middle school, I had fun in middle school, man.
I did too.
That's why I made more friends in middle school. I was going to the dances. Girls.
Big pivot.
I had fun in middle school. It was fun. I was always going to every dance they had in middle school. It was just fun, bro. I think they had games that we have. We went to the same middle school. You was there for 8th.
Yeah, I left.
Yeah, you was left in 8th grade.
Yeah, I left.
Yeah. But it was fun though, bro.
Yeah, see, when we went to middle school, I wasn't there long enough to have no fight, make no friends, nothing.
Yeah.
I think I was there for like a week.
Oh.
And after that first week, they wound up sending me somewhere else. The reason they did that is because I kept falling in the hallway. I'd be trying to get to class and I'd slip on some paper or something like that, hit the floor, the teacher see it, and they worrying about lawsuits. So they kept calling my parents' house, and my parents got tired of them always calling every day. Well, Chris fell again, and they like, well, did he get up? Was he complaining about pain? They was like, well, no, he just got up and shook it off, but it bothers us that he falls so much. And they like, bro, people throwing things on the floor. He can't, if he hits something, he gonna trip, he gonna fall. That's life.
Yeah.
But as long as he getting up and he ain't saying nothing about how, he hurting, you ain't got to keep calling me, man. But they kept doing it, and my parents were just like, okay, we got to get him away from that school. And that's why I left.
Yeah.
So, 8th grade, I was at my 8th grade middle school the whole year. 6th grade, I was at the school the whole year. 7th grade was the only year where I went to like 2 different middle schools.
As far as like middle school, I was they let me leave out of class early before the bell rung, like 5 minutes early. So I would take advantage of that, and just that way I can avoid the traffic in the hallways when
Yeah, I remember doing that.
Yeah. So.
And see, that was fun. I'm gonna tell you why. That was fun because you got people in the class competing to take your book sack and stuff so they can get out of class early too. People used to give you gifts for you to pick them to go take your stuff.
I had people always wanting to push me. Hey, Travis, can I push him? Let me push him.
Yeah, so when they late for class, I was helping Travis to class.
Yeah.
Yeah, using you as an excuse, man. I remember I had friends like I said, I used to fight, and in elementary and middle school, I had friends that they would fight other people, and when they got called to the office, they would say that they fought the other people because the people was making fun of me. and the office ain't really know how to play that. So they would be like, go back to class, don't do it again. I mean, they wouldn't call their parents or nothing. So, you know, it was crazy. But, you know, that's why I say, like, I had fun in school, even though I got picked on a little bit and had fights, I still had fun.
Hey,
you know.
It was perks being our friends, huh?
Yeah. So,
yeah, me too.
man, you know, but yeah, man, school was fun. You know, it had some rough points. You know, but also, too, that's when your character getting developed, when you going through stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's going to make you tougher. It's going to make you stronger. It's going to make you more patient. You know, to actually watch a situation and see what's coming out somebody's mouth. For you to kind of, you know, sift through the trash and realize this person picking on me, but they really hurting. You know what I'm saying? So they just picked me as a target because I seem like an easy target. But the only reason I seem like an easy target is because I physically stand out already.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the things that were said pretty much prepared me for life. You know what I'm saying? Because it showed me that society isn't going to really, you know, feel sorry or take pity on you. So having those things that happen, you know, in school pretty much gave me thick skin to, like, I don't care about what people think about me or how they feel about me, you know?
Yeah.
So.
You know, you got to have that mentality. Because if you go to pieces behind somebody else's words, you're not going to make it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was always the person that, you know, hey, you can say what you want to say. And this was after I got, you know, into the 8th grade. It was like, you can say what you want to say, just don't touch me.
Right.
You know, you can say what you want to say. You can say whatever. Just keep your distance. Don't put your hands on me. You know, but some people will try you. They just want to know. Mm-hmm. You know.
And high school, I mean, I had fun, even more fun in high school, you know. I mean, I made a lot of friends. I was always going to the football games, the basketball games, stuff like that. It was I had my first girlfriend in high school, you know. So yeah, it was fun.
Like, I remember high school, man. High school was fun. Like, you know, I was cool with a lot of people. But for me, I didn't really go nowhere. I didn't do much, you know what I'm saying? As far as going to the games, going to dances, that just wasn't me. I don't, you know, it was nothing wrong with the people. That just wasn't me. You know, I don't like to dance. You know, even if I go to a dance, I'm just chilling. You know, and I feel like I could chill at home. I'm at school already 8 hours. I'm not going back just to chill.
Yeah.
You know, but it was still fun, man. You know, it was still fun.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like high school kind of developed me more. You know, as far as I guess shape my personality.
Mm-hmm.
Showed me how to talk to people. You know, how to interact with people, different people of all races, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and just prepared me for college for the most part.
Yeah, because I think too, especially like when you're going from middle school to high school, when you have confidence, it's gonna make you stand out. You know, that you know what I'm saying, you're not shying away from people, or you're not trying to sit in the back of the classroom. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just pick a spot and I'm gonna sit here, and then they see like you answering questions, and you know, even when people give you weird looks, you like, man, what you looking at? You got a question or something? And they might really legitimately have a question. That's why they're looking at you. You know, but when people see that, you know, you actually not trying to be a hermit, you just, you know, you actually are being a normal person, that'll make people gravitate to you too. You know, not everybody out here is immature. So.
Yeah. I mean, in high school, I might have had like a few people that might have said stuff, but it wasn't very few. Because, I mean, like I said, high school was more mature.
Mm-hmm.
Some people were more mature, but I mean.
Yeah, because I didn't have no problems at all in high school.
Yeah.
You know, and I did, you know, make some friends. I feel like I made more friends in middle school, but high school was fun too.
Yeah. I mean, middle school, I made a lot more friends than I did in high school. Because, I mean, a lot of my friends were living in my neighborhood. So,
See, like for me, in middle school, because I left, a lot of my friends from the neighborhood wasn't with me. When I went to the middle school I went to, I was brand new there. You know, but by the end of my first year there, it's like I had a lot of friends. You know, and some of them even told me, they was like, when you first came to the school and first started having classes with us, we used to be joking and teasing you behind your back. They said we used to be trying to walk like you, like when you go to the front of the board, we would make jokes about your legs and stuff like that. And then we noticed, like, you never let nothing get to you. And so that's what made them start coming around me, asking me questions about, like, about my disability and stuff like that. And when they saw that, like, you know, I was a real chill person, you know what I'm saying? They was kind of like, you know, you a lot cooler than we thought you was, and, you know, we should have just came and talked to you instead of teasing you and stuff like that.
mm-hmm.
And once that happened, I started getting more friends. Now, of course, having the fights did get me some friends too, because they, you know, I guess they thought it was cool that I would fight. But, you know, it's like once we kind of clicked together, it's like couldn't nobody separate us. Wasn't nobody else messing with me, because in middle school I had a clique. So they was like, you know, we wasn't about to fool with him because people was going to jump on them. You know, and it got to be that same way too in elementary. But it's crazy that, you know, you kind of go through that and you learn that words do have power, but you do have more control than you think.
Yeah. So, I mean, I feel like the things we both went through pretty much developed our character, you know, shaped us to be the men we are now.
Most definitely.
You know, so, and it pretty much prepared us for the real world, as people like to say.
Yeah. And, you know, to me, that's also where I learned to pray.
Yeah.
Because coming home after being picked on and having fights and being scared and nervous, it's like I learned to talk to God on a regular basis.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that's what, you know, got me through elementary and middle, is talking to God. And, you know, thank God that my parents was there for me to talk to them too. You know, but God was definitely in the works.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So don't forget to smash that like button.
Yeah, smash it hard.
Don't forget to comment, subscribe, and share this video.
Yeah, because those words won't hurt like elementary and middle school, and nobody's gonna fight you over comments.
And also, don't forget to hit the notification bell so you can get the alerts when we post new videos.
Right, and don't forget to catch us on Real Talk with Chris and Travis on Instagram. Also, don't forget to drop a line in the email on realtalkwithchrisandtravis@yahoo.com. And we'll be back next week with another video.
Stay tuned.
And we out.
Peace.